What's up guys, this is Shana and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast, and today we will answer to another question via Instagram DM. This is from Iselin. Hi Sean, good day to you. I'm Iselin, age 36. I've been watching your videos and learned so much. I would like to seek your advice on my current situation. I bought my first house in 2015, 6 years ago at Infinity Tree Residency at Wangsa Maju. My unit is 1,085 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and it is partially furnished. At first bought the house for my own stay, however there's a change of plans. It is currently rented out at 1,008. My bank installment for the house is 2,005 and the maintenance fees is 380, so it's 2,880. The rental rate wasn't good from the beginning since VP because there were so many other developments within the vicinity as competitors. In the year 2018, my husband, his first property, and I joined him to buy another property at Residency Bintang, Bukit Jalil. The expected completion is 2022. The purpose of this purchase would be for our future own stay, as it would be near to his workplace as Astro, and as for me, I will need to travel as I work in Subang. Currently, we are staying in a rented house at Bukit Gasing. The rent is 2,005. As the date of completion of Residency Bintang is getting nearer, I'm concerned on the financial commitments of both of us, with 2 houses, a car installment, and other bills. I'm aware of the mistakes my husband and I made, such as we did not research before buying and bought properties that are beyond our salary margin. I would like to seek your advice if there's other options, alternatives, or solutions that we can look into. I sincerely would like to seek your advice. What should we do? Last year 2020, I have received a notice on strata title transfer for the property Infinity Tree Residency, Wangsa Maju. But I have not made the payment. I would like to ask if you know there is a time frame for me to do the MOT transfer. Does it affect me selling off my property at Infinity Tree Residence? I tried to relate to one of your video and learned that I do have few options, such as to stay at Infinity Tree and stop renting in PJ. But this option is difficult as my husband works at Astro and myself in Subang. Number 2, continue to rent out my unit at Infinity Tree. Today I learned from your video, the cozy home is a good solution to help me manage my unit. And it is a good solution since I always worry and have anxiety every time when my tenancy is coming to an end. I will need to look for a new tenant. Or should I consider the makeover guys to fetch a better rental? Number 3, should I sell my property at Infinity Tree Residency? If should I sell my property at Infinity Tree, what are the steps? Who should I speak to after this to get more information about my property value and bank loan? Looking forward to your reply. Thank you very much, Sean. Really appreciate your guidance and knowledge sharing. Take care and stay safe. Sincerely, Easily. Thank you very much for the DM, and I like the entire context of things. So let's jump right into it. Bought your first property in 2015, Infinity Tree in Wangsa Maju. Monthly installment is around 2,009, but the rental that you're fetching is 1,008. Then because the husband is working in Astro and she works in Subang, therefore they are renting a place in PJ and the rent is 2,005. So now they are buying a new property in Bukit Jalil, which is Residency Bintang, and now she's concerned about the monthly installments involved because it's a lot of money, right? So in total there's 2 properties, a car and a rental unit, and she also just received a notice to pay the MOT for Infinity Tree, and it's going to be around 2 to 3%, which is a lot of money and it needs to be in cash. So what options does she has? And if I'm in her shoes, what would I do lah? So every month net, right? Net is you need to pay for car, you need to pay for the outstanding amount of installment for the Wangsa Maju unit, and you need to pay for the car, and you need to pay for the rent. So 2,005 plus 1,000, 3,005, the car may be 1,000, 4,005. Then they are signing up for another one, and within these 3 years there will be the interest for the construction. So every month, without doing anything, you start off the month with negative 5,000. So how do you then reduce this amount of 5,000 every month, right? So option 1, as she shared, is to move into the Wangsa Maju unit. It's a little bit tough because the husband works in Bukit Jalil and she works in Subang, therefore the location is not as great. But if they were to do that, it reduces several things. So now, instead of renting a unit for 2,005, you reduce that amount, but then you need to fully bear the entire installment for Infinity Tree. So that's 2,008 plus the car 1,000 plus the interest. So it's around 4,000 compared to 5,000, so you reduce 1,000, but in time wise it's not feasible at all, so not an option. Option 2, which is to fully furnish the house at Infinity Tree. So my advice would be to check with my team, right? Just to go to our website, just to research on what would be the budget like in order to furnish a unit and what are the estimated rental after you fully furnish. Because this is a rather big unit and this is an option that I don't think you have considered, which is to split the rooms further. Let's say you're renting out 1,008 right now, right? So will there be a possibility of increasing that to 2,008? You need to increase by 1,000. How do you do that? Fully furnishing, maybe add in another 500. But if you can break up another room and to rent out room by room, there will be also that possibility in doing that, where it will help you somewhat to break even on your monthly installments. But that also raises a concern of managing tenants. So you can always engage my team at the Property Guys as well. And to sign up for that tenancy management service, they will manage all this for you for a fee of 99 ringgit per year, which I think it's the absolute value, because we really design with the investor in mind, mainly us lah. So that's one option, but in this option, maybe you get to break even. So your monthly output instead of 5,000 now becomes 4,000 because the rental has increased, right? So that will reduce 1,000 off, but you will need to cough out maybe 30,000-40,000 upfront to furnish up the unit, and there will be downtime. Downtimes meaning when my unit is being furnished, when my unit is being renovated, right? That 2 months of installment you will need to stomach it, and that needs to be taken into consideration as well. And that's the main difference between an investor versus a home dweller. Like when you do renovation, slowly lah, chincai, I want to my taste, to my level of satisfaction. But as an investor, right, time is everything, and this is what I mean by that. Then the third option will be to sell off that unit, and to do that, there's a few ways. You can go on to Property Guru website, you just click in Infinity 3 Wangsa Maju, then you will have the listings, right? Then you can look for the similar typology of the same square feet, same number of rooms, similar condition, and you somewhat can guesstimate the value of your unit. If they are area specialists of those agents, right, you can always communicate to them. I'm an owner of this number, I want to sell my unit. How much is the market and how much actually people are going for, and things like that. And those data will help you make a better judgment on what to do next, because maybe the price didn't increase at all. And that's one of the reasons also why I only follow rental returns, as that will justify the value of the property, especially at investment oriented locations. So throughout the whole DM, I noticed that you keep buying properties only for own stay purposes, right? I'm not saying that it's wrong, just that I'm saying that it's always that mistake, right? Like you also admitted you didn't think through when you buy, and that's a great reminder to all other audiences, right? All of they think that, oh, I will just be in this company and stay here for a while. So now, again, with this residency bintang in Bukit Jalil, the only reason why that property becomes sensible is because your husband's office is nearby. Would there be a possibility that your husband changed job? Will there be a possibility of you changing job? And when those kind of things happen, then what? Do you want to get another property for own stay? You get what I mean? So that's also something to think about. But to address your current situation is, do you have capital? Do you have savings? Or do you have enough amount to do a makeover? First things first is to go to the Makeover Guys website to engage my team and get an instant quotation on how much it requires to furnish up the house and what are the expected rental for a fully furnished unit, right? And can it cover your installment? Because let's say if you put in 30,000, but it can only increase your rental up to 2,000. So it's not a very sensible move. Then the option would be to spend that 30,000 in refurbishing the unit into more rooms, right? Then when you have more rooms, after you rent out room by room, you can go and check out the room rental rates around Wangsa Maju. Like how much can each room fetch? Let's say you have 3 rooms now. Maybe it's going to be 500, 500, 600, 700, and it's still 2,000 ringgit. Then you're kind of back to square one. But what if it's 1,800, 600, 600? Then you got 3,000 already. Then it's like, yay. So that would be the ideal situation. At the same time, go to Property Guru website and check out for agents who are focusing in your area. Check out the listings of your property type, which is the same typology, same furnished situations, and you look at the price. If it's very close to your selling price, then it's a decision to make to cut losses. You will not make any money off this deal. In fact, you will lose money considering the interest and time opportunity and the legal fees and all, right? But all doesn't matter. The intention is to reduce the bleeding of this 5,000 every month that you need to pay, right? So let's say if I were to reduce this every month, suddenly I can minus off 1,008 from this 5,000, so it's left out 3,002. And for the MOT portion, there will be some late charges, but it's not very serious. But if you don't pay, yes, it will hinder your selling process, as not all developers are willing to straight away transfer the title to the new owner. They will need you to settle the MOT first before the new owner can take over and buy. So that's also a huge chunk, and that might be a problem because now you need to pay for the MOT, also pay for the renovation if you want to go for that option. and it's a lot of money lah. So the option that I would go for if I don't have any capital, right, is to really find out the room rentals. I'm pretty confident the room rental in Wangsa Maju is going to be higher than to rent out the whole unit, just that there will be hassle in managing more tenants. But when you don't have money, no choice lah, right? So if I'm able to sell the property at a desired price, as long as I don't lose money, can already, then I will just sell out. So that will be option 1. Option 2 would then to be engaging a local contractor and to Taobao and to Lazada or to Shopee every single thing within the unit. I'm pretty confident that the room rentals will be better or higher than to rent out the whole unit entirely. I will then get a contractor to just partition up the space, maybe 4,000-5,000. Then I will just buy beds and to furnish it on a very basic level, just to make it very livable and to rent out separately, just to break even. And when the unit is able to break even, you will feel the impact entirely. So it's then up to you whether you want to sell or not. And if you want to sell, it's pretty easy to let go already, because it's a unit that's breaking even, and this kind of units will stand out for investors, not only home dwellers. So there's a whole different segment that you can target, because the main concern at that area right now is there are a lot of new units that are mushrooming right now, and you will need to compete not only with existing units, you need to compete with new properties that requires no down payment. You have free MOT, free this, free that, free everything, right? So how is your unit going to stand out against those? Ultimately, the discussion here is, do you still need that residency being done? Because when that is ready, you guys will move in again. They will have some renovation costs and relocation fees, and the 2005 of rental can actually transfer over for installments. So I think it's still okay. The ultimate decision making philosophy of following where you work. Do you buy everywhere whenever you change job or whenever you change office? Does it make sense that way, and how long is this sustainable? But if you are totally hyped about it, then I'm fine, right? If you're totally positive about being in that office for a very long time, it's a lifelong career thing, then by all means. But if you really ask yourself the question that, are you happy, or are you guys happy in your current situation? Because another way to think, right, this is a whole different thought process, where instead of that job in Bukit Jalil, right, would it be possible to get another job that is closer to Wangsa Maju, or even KL City Centre or whatsoever, right, that is closer to Wangsa Maju? Because looking at Wangsa Maju, it has one of the best connectivity already. It's connected to Duke lah. Then there's this new SPE highway that connects directly to Bangsar South. That's also coming up really soon. Then it's very close to KLCC and all. It's really this very ideal location. But the office is at Bukit Jalil, therefore it's like the other end of town. So something to think about, would it be easier to get a job nearer, right? Just thinking out loud lah. Just because I have a lot of friends who are YouTubers, also some of them came out from that exact same company that you just point out. Therefore, the question for today is like, is it sensible to use your career path location as that guide to your property purchase? My answer is always no, because I will always buy property based on the rental returns. So all units are investment. I will not be tied down by properties nor the job. But that being said, whatever has been done has been done, and I hope those advice that I brought up earlier will be helpful. Thank you very much for the DM, and for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng. You guys can also hit me up on Ask Guru segment from the Property Guru website. Just in case I cannot answer to them, there will be other experts that can help answer as well. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Ciao.